That's what's up.
All right, Crossroads Sports, Brandon Reeve, Jonathan Birdsong, evening show. Wonder why we're coming in late. Well, halftime, Pacers, Lakers. We figured tonight we just kind of recap a little bit. We all know what's going on. We got college basketball, March Madness, Sweet 16 going on. We got NBA going on. And then really, Major League Baseball starts tomorrow. Oh, the true opening day tomorrow. But John, man, first off, how are you, sir? Going into this weekend coming up.
And A1 great one. I'm not in the portal or anything like that. Saying
Right?
as kind of what's kind of dominating on the college side. You know what I'm saying? But like, no, man, we have to, kind of take care of some. I know usually I let Brandon do the announcements or do the, behind the scenes. But like, man, I'm kind of ecstatic, man. We finally got invited. Credentialed rather to the National Invitational Tournament that happens here in Circle City here in Hinkle next
No
week.
more grudge.
There was never a grudge. I love, my NIT brothers.
I've seen your tweets.
Yeah, my tweets from 2024, absolutely, man. Probably a little angry, man. But like, no, man, me and Brandon Reef will see you on them sidelines, man. Part of the Final Four is already set with UC. I don't know if it's called UC. They're playing tonight. North Texas is already set. Chattanooga is already set. You got Kent State and UAB, and I know there's two other teams that play tonight. But yeah, that's tipping off tonight, man. But yeah,
I'm impressed. You know more than I do. I didn't even know.
Man, you gotta be. Well, one, you gotta be up on it, man. One, I really respect the grind of any program that's in the NIT because like you were able to stay in your program, take an invitation. And meaning like all your players didn't leave. You know what I'm saying? All your players they stayed around. And like I said, man, I'm kind of into the bits to kind of see what these coaches. We know college basketball is it's crazy. It's Wild West now anyway. But like now I'm anxious to see like this postseason NIT what they have to offer. That doesn't mean we still won't be plugged in to the NCAA tournament. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to talk about our bracket. I know Brandon probably wants to run me down on my Crossroads Sports bracket because I think I'm sitting 7th or 6th in that particular.
You know who's first in our Crossroads one?
Tanner.
This guy right here.
How many brackets you got though, dude?
2.
See, well, this is honest, yeah.
2. I have one. I have the one that's on Crossroads, and I have the other one. It's in my family bracket.
So, like, we obviously can't go over every game. I wish we could. What game? If any, 2, 3 kind of like, he was like, man, I couldn't believe it, or hey, like, which one?
Give me a second while I bring up my bracket.
Pull it up real quick.
The bracket. Let me present. Share a screen. Okay. Looking first. Let's see. Nothing really. New Mexico. Richard Pitino. Obviously, he's left New Mexico now. He's heading to Xavier's. Going to be in the dad's conference
already.
How many coaches have left after the NCAA tournament? There's like 6 coaches that have already left other spots.
Yeah.
Nuts. Yeah. I wasn't shocked with Iowa State. They've had a downfall towards the end of their season. That's just been a fall from grace. So I don't really have anything in the one. Auburn did, put the shellacking to Creighton, as expected. Down below, maybe, Maryland with the shot by Mr. Queen to send them over Colorado State. That was in St. John's. John, I said they were young. I wasn't sure how they were going to do against adversity. And Arkansas put them down pretty easy. And you were critical of Arkansas, saying they should not even be in the tournament.
Man, that was like, what I'm saying?
2 weeks ago.
Like who do you hate more in that game if you're like an old Hoosier fan, right? Any Indiana fan, right? Who do you hate more in that game, Pitino or Calipari, man? Calipari really got out-coached in that game. And I feel like he let his ego and, his, what kind of comes with Pitino, what kind of comes with Pitino. And like the kid should have played, man. You benched this player and never brought him back in, man. Again, who am I to question Richard, Rick Pitino, the great Rick Pitino, and Larry Bird walking through that door. But like, Calipari is like, no, it's the second time he's done it, man. Then he beat him.
Yeah.
Then he beat him. You know what I'm saying? He beat him in the tournament before, man. So does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Does that mean Calipari is a better coach? No, but like, man, he always gets the one up on Rick Pitino, man. It's a shame, man. Pitino just didn't have a team that can shoot worth a damn. I tell you what, the one kind of it shouldn't be a shock, but it was just a tough matchup. Brandon, for me, was the 8-9 matchup between Louisville and Creighton. Obviously, I took Louisville. You know what I'm saying? But for Creighton, like I said, Creighton. Let me see. Yeah, Creighton pulled that one
Yeah.
out. Like I said, didn't you know what I'm saying? That was kind of a. It wasn't a shock. This a tough game. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't really too many. I can't really say from my list too many shockers. You know what I'm saying? I obviously didn't have. I mean, if I'm sitting 7, I didn't have all the ones right.
How about the
But like,
Mormons, BYU?
That was a toss them up kind of game between them and VCU anyway. Once they got out to the league, man, they're a team that can play with the league. I wasn't necessarily,
Knocked
you
off
can't necessarily be
Wisconsin?
great. Yeah, well, hey, Brandon, we saw Wisconsin in person, man. They can be a little Jekyll and Hyde. They were very based off their shooting, their outside shooting, very, you know what I'm saying, very streaky. But like no, if I had to say, I thought Illinois wouldn't necessarily bow out as they did, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But
Hey, how much pressure was on Pope? Because with Calipari earlier in the day, making it with Arkansas to the Sweet 16, like Pope in Kentucky's like, bro, you got to get there now.
well, I mean, does he really? Brandon, like, this is a bounce back year for them. Like they all thought Mark Pope was dead in the water. You know what I'm saying? And he's got that thing going. They've kind of built in a mid-major Avengers come play for us because it's Kentucky brand will help you where where you want to go because it's a bigger platform. It's kind of worked out for them. It wasn't so great, you know. So their one-loss record, you know, what I'm saying, on the road wasn't so great this year. But what I'm saying, playing in the tournament, you know, what I'm saying, Kentucky, they kind of, you know, what I'm saying, Mark Pope got them guys flipping different switch, man, and they're practically playing at elite level, man. You kind of like what they have. I don't know. It's like I know it's some historical fact. Kentucky plays Tennessee coming up. And again, Brandon, I'm still gonna say this. There was too many SEC teams in the tournament, man. It wasn't like it's funny, Brandon. The narrative really changed, man. From hey, man, there's 14 SEC teams in this tournament to now NIL is a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here's what's crazy, Brandon. The SEC benefited from Big Ten disgruntledness and the Pac-10, being dissolved. The SEC benefited, so like you know, what I'm saying, ESPN gonna have it both ways, man. But like, no, man, I thought it was kind of interesting.
What I thought this one was interesting. It was one of the first 4 games between Texas and Xavier. Not because
why?
You want to know why? Because the winner of this game, when Xavier won, Texas fires their coach, and less than 4 days later, Xavier's coach Sean Miller takes the Texas job.
They had already talked to him in the back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had already talked to him. But like, Brandon, like, all right, man, think of that mentally, man. Why was Sean Miller? Sean Miller had shown some success out west, if anybody remembers, right?
Arizona.
Sean Miller at Arizona. Wouldn't you be trying to get back to the Big 12? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe even the Big 10, because there's, people kind of think, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. You just took that job because it was a job to take. It's like Brandon, I know I'm hoping we do, because I'm gonna say it. Is Texas a top 10 job? I'm like I was just gonna leave. Like Xavier, once they accept him, they love him. Like there's really is there really like you don't even have to do his homework at Xavier. And that's no fun. That's no joke to like how he got bounced out of Arizona the first time. But like no man, like why would you leave the comfortability? Because Texas, like they're gonna fire him. They fire everybody.
Yeah.
That job is a transactional. If you can't get them to the Sweet 16, Rick Barnes style, they're gonna fire you. But then Texas doesn't necessarily give you the super cachet of like, hey man, go get me said players, man. So I don't know, man.
There's my Sean Miller.
I give him. My goodness,
that's what I think of Sean. Look how drenched he is, man.
I see, man. It's like man, it's wetter than Patrick Ewing, man. Listen, I think.
They just soaked through that white shirt. That's why it's so hot out there in Arizona, man.
I'll give it 2 seasons at Texas, man. He's a good coach, though. But, why travel across, like, you know what I'm saying? Xavier loves him, man. But, like, they got They're in the Richie Pitino era now.
Well, maybe Archie can take over for Xavier now.
Mm.
Yeah, Duke obviously looks dominant as can be, just dominant in their first two games.
Proctor. They
What
had
do
to
you think of
unleash
Houston?
everybody. They had to
We
unleash
think of
everybody.
Houston and Purdue. What's your thoughts for that game?
I
Late
like
one Friday.
Yeah, so the Hoosiers, saying the Hoosier folks don't like the late ones, man. But like, no, man. Obviously, everybody, saying all the, saying pinheads come and say, oh man, the Houston defense. But like, hey man, Kevin Sampson, like, they ain't like Purdue ain't gonna play defense their damn self. What Purdue's gonna be missing, what they really would want, like versus what they had last year, is that big Edie effect on both ends of the court. When they play against a team like Houston, man. Imagine if they had Zach Edey, you could throw it inside,
Right.
a presence like that. That's not to hate on, Kaufman Wren. Kaufman Wren is a difference maker, man. Doesn't necessarily do it the same way defensively. I think, definitely, as far as like intimidation and blocking shots and whatnot. But like, man, that's gonna be a tough matchup for Purdue. It's not a time for the Mouse. I'm cheering for him. And that's not, I cheer for Indiana. Everybody knows. It's not time for Miles Colvin just to be regulated to settling for 3-pointers or just being the rebounder. Like, dude, he's got to get unleashed. Dude, that dude's, That's the Cooper Flag. He's probably one of the most athletic white guys you ever want to see, Heidi. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
right.
It's not the time for those two dudes to play meek and timid. But again, they can't settle for, those painter. It might be painter system. I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. But they can't settle for those shots in painter system, man. They got to be aggressive, man. I know, because we know, to touch is Braden Smith. He's gonna be aggressive, and he's got to keep turnovers down. And we know, like I said, Conference gonna get touches and whatnot. But like, it kind of depends upon those ancillary parts for me. Houston's got a bunch of guys. Again, not necessarily a whole bunch of McDonald's All-Americans or anybody to jump off the pages from me, but they got guys that we know. Kevin Sampson then told them, I'm trying to get you to the NBA. So he's got elite level defensive capable players, and probably does have some NBA players on. And you know what I'm saying, but in a one-time game, anything can happen. Purdue just has to control, the tempo of the game, and and like I said, that kind of means they got to cut down on turnovers. So, gonna be a King Kong versus Godzilla kind of matchup. I do believe.
Yeah, for sure.
King Kong.
Tennessee, Kentucky, that's going to be a war room match on Friday night. The first one. Downtown's going to be popping with all these 4 teams. Then you have the state finals on Saturday for boys basketball. Fishers has won 40 straight games. Getting ready to go for their 41st.
The homie gonna be down there too, man.
LeBron?
Is that Lucy? No, LeBron's down there tonight, man. No, the homie from Addicts, man. They going to the state finals.
Oh yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris Hawkins. Yep, 100%.
Yeah, the homie Hawkins. They play. They play the team for Fort Wayne. Really. So yeah, state finals. The basketball world this week.
Yeah. Pacers, Lakers. LeBron in town. Luka in town. LeBron was on McAfee show today. It was actually yesterday.
Yeah.
He talking all sorts of things. He talked about Jordan. He talked about Stephen A. He talked about Bronny. Here's my thing, man. LeBron's got 2 points, and the Lakers are just dusting that ass right now. Luka, 19 points. Austin Reeves, 17. They just started the second half. We're about a minute in. Pacers down by 11. Thoughts on this game, man?
They're good. They'll get to come back, man. Are the Pacers still kind of working out kinks? I know the Pacers was on win streak.
Should be. They're 5 straight. What kinks are
they
there?
still working out? Are they still working out these kooky little spacing that they have between Ben Mathurin and Tyrese Halliburton? They you know what I'm saying? They don't dislike one another, but they just got to figure out how to play complementary basketball. But I expect the Pacers to make a run.
How huge is it, the fact that Damian Lillard out with a blood clot? Typically, when you have a blood clot, you're done for the season. They said out indefinitely, thinking about a playoff run. But him not being with the Bucks, I think the Pacers, if you stay at that 4 to 5 seed, that's ideal. And hope that you're playing them still and not Detroit sneaking in there.
I would still edge the Pacers in the series against Detroit. But like, yeah, you want to you know what I'm saying, right? You want the easier route, right? And that would be
100%.
playing against the Bucks, man, for sure. So yeah, we'll see. Spicy.
Luka, man, there are a lot of Luka fans down here in Cambridge. A
You
lot
know
of
them Laker fans come out the woodworks, man. So it is what it is.
Reggie Sykes probably sold his tickets to a Laker fan.
He did. he probably did.
Probably did. Russell Wilson signs with the Giants.
I was waiting for you, like, dude, are you like, man? What did you think, man?
There ain't no options left. We gotta get Aaron Rodgers. He spent 6 hours in Pittsburgh's facility on Friday.
Mike Tomlin went to the Ohio State Pro Day, man. Is he sending
We
out
ain't getting Will Howard. He also went to Jackson Darts.
That's the smart. Here's the thing, though. Are the New York Giants gonna pick Shedeur Sanders?
They trade it.
But then what they have in their quarterback room is we're still kicking down the can or you know what I'm saying, of the lead of our, you know what I'm saying, down the field. So, you know what I'm saying, the NFL teams don't build themselves to like lose year of night. After you go 4 or 5 games, you know you got a losing season. But so I think it's gonna be interesting, man. They might pick a quarterback. I think the Giants will still put themselves in position to pick a quarterback.
I don't give a damn about the Giants.
Well, I know you don't. You worry about the Pittsburgh.
The only thing I care about right now is we're down to the last resort. Like it's crunch time, man. I don't know what we're waiting on.
Did you see DK Matt? Did he freak out on X or Threads or anything? He didn't.
No, not yet.
Well,
if he does, then I need to.
Man, because everybody like Jameis Winston got signed up. You know the homie's still out there. From that the Colts had.
Stop it. He will never, because he was a rival.
Flacco would never.
Look at this. Look at this picture. Why can't he just say yes right now? What are we waiting on? Minnesota don't want him. Giants don't want him. We're the only idiots that are willing to give him the contract.
I don't understand. What did they sign Russell Wilson for the Giants? I don't understand.
I would love to have Russell Wilson back.
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers again, Brandon.
Sierra, it was Sierra. She didn't want to be here.
You didn't want to be in Pittsburgh?
She wanted to be in New York.
I get it. You can be on, say Good Morning America every day, then Good Morning Pittsburgh. Like, who can, it's
when's this dude? I'm showing the picture. When's this dude going to decide, man? How long are we going to wait?
He's probably got a call. You know what I'm saying?
Do you want a rumor I heard?
He got a call on X.
April 8th, Pat McAfee is hosting the show.
He's hosting the show,
a live show, evening thing in Pittsburgh at the PPG Center in Pittsburgh that night. There's a rumor that Aaron Rodgers is going to come out as one of the guests there with a terrible town and everything, announcing that he's signing with the Steelers. If they let that charade happen, the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, man, R.I.P. My grandpa's turning over in his grave right now watching this.
Maybe the scout team knows better, man. And like I said, you have. I'm not trying to make this bad for you, Brandon. You have Mason Rudolph back.
Who?
You know what I'm saying? Mason Rudolph. Isn't he back?
That's our only quarterback in the roster right now.
All right, then just like, I mean, maybe they got a deal in the works, man. They might
just have the man sign. Just have him sign now. I'm at that point. Just sign the deal. Let's go. Let's play for a draft pick next year, maybe.
They're going to implode. Brandon, you don't want locker room implosion between the coach and some washed-up star player. You don't want that.
George Pickens?
I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers.
No, he likes Tomlin. Rodgers likes Tomlin. They had dinner.
We're not doing no deep.
We're breaking bread.
Cam Hayward didn't sound like he liked it. He's like, man, let's go.
Hayward says, either join us or don't. What the hell's the deal?
They might draft Quinn Ewers, man. I'll be honest with you. They might draft Quinn Ewers. What if Quinn Ewers goes out there and looks like Roethlisberger fresh rookie season? You'll be like, oh, okay, I see what we got in the works.
What if he goes out there and looks like Kenny Pickett?
Then you set yourself up for the Manning sweepstakes. Manning. Manning. That's what we want anyway.
Like I said, you ain't giving me any hope. Any hope.
Is Plummer Jr. out there? Did he play for Purdue?
You don't want him.
What about the homie from Ball? The homie from Ball State's out there. He's still playing. He's playing. He's
Nate
playing
Davis?
up there. That's right.
Or Keith Winning.
Shout out to Nate Davis. He's still throwing them, slinging them, man.
Let me just go through this free agency.
Let's go. In NFL free agency, y'all.
Yeah, before. Hold on. Quarterbacks.
You don't want them. You gonna get you a new one. New shiny quarterback.
All right.
Fresh out of somebody's college. You know what I'm saying?
There's nobody. Here we go. Trey Lance. Drew Lock.
Trey Lance actually won 2 games last. He won 2 games last.
Carson Wentz. No, Teddy Bridgewater.
He should
Jeff
retire.
Driscoll. Desmond Ritter. Sam Ellinger. And Aaron Rodgers.
If this was 2021, you would like sign me up for that Desmond Ritter. You would have. But
I wanted to draft him.
Right now, Desmond Ritter, he needs to be. They need to put a microphone in front of him, send him off on college game day. Wow, he said he should sit. They're probably gonna draft a quarterback, Brandon.
Hey, they're paid at $32 million. Let's bring Rodgers in. Let's just give it a ball for 1 year. What the hell's the worst that can happen? George Pickens implodes. He's already going to implode. DK may knock him out. He may knock him out.
All right, man. When you see, is DJ Ugalele? Is he in the draft? Is DJ Ugalele from Clemson?
I just wait for that tweet from Adam Schefter that says, breaking, Aaron Rodgers has signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers, so I can get this charade over with.
It's going to come out, he's going to retire. And you're going to be like, what are we going to do? What kind of word?
If he decides to retire, if he waits this long to decide to retire and string us along all offseason, there is going to be a video that's going to go viral with me ranting.
How's that stringing you along?
If you're going to retire, then just tell us ahead of time. We could have kept Justin Fields. We could have kept Russell Wilson. Shit, at this point, let's bring Big Ben back. He said he'd play.
I don't know, man. You don't like none of the draft talent.
I like Jackson Dart.
Milroe.
I like Milroe and Dart.
Quinn Ewers. You're not gonna lose your mind on.
I don't like Quinn. I didn't like what I saw in the college football playoff. Melted like butter. He melted.
Better offensive line in Pittsburgh.
Will Howard, trash.
He put the thing out on Cignetti.
The old quarterback was better.
That ain't cut it. All right, what about the homie that just did a tour with the Raiders?
Minshew?
No, yeah.
Hell no.
Man.
We're trying to get better, John, not worse.
Minshew could hold it. Minshew could hold it down for you.
Yeah. Hold down the interception, maybe keep throwing them to him. I don't know who you Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, those are the 2 I said you draft.
Don't look unless they do sign Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't look like they're gonna split with the Ravens next year. I can't say that confidently.
We may win 6 games if we don't sign Aaron Rodgers. Confident in saying that.
6?
And at that point, let's do it. Let's just tank so we get a higher draft pick for the first time ever and draft a quarterback. Actually, I don't even know who the quarterbacks are next year. I probably need to take a look because it's not
Arch Manning. Arch Manning got to do another tour of duty, y'all. So unless something kind of dramatic changes.
It's got him on here as
well, no, that would be his second year. It'd be his third year. Yeah, so he'd be good to go.
The quarterbacks are Arch Manning, Nico from Tennessee.
Oh, he got a cannon on him, y'all. Don't get it twisted.
If you know what it is, I can see this charade. I've seen how it goes. They're going to draft the home state boy. He's going to play like shit. I hated him in college.
From Pitt.
And he pissed away Pennsylvania. And he pissed away in the college football playoff for that James Franklin, Drew Aller. I don't want any part of that.
You gotta get
Garrett
asses.
Nussmeier,
You
I
gotta
don't
get
want it.
butts in the seats. Butts in the seats.
Cade Klubnik, I don't want it. Sam Levette, I don't want it. Jackson Arnold, I don't want it.
Told you.
Mitchell Moss, I don't want it. Carson Beck, I don't want it.
No.
That's it.
Dude, Carson Beck's dude, that's ridiculous. He transferred to schools.
He cheated on his girl.
Is that who?
The Cavender twin.
Is that who stole his cars? Because his cars got
stolen. I don't know who stole his car, but then he cheated on one of the twins.
He living a different car. He's not gonna be no quarterback in the NFL.
Can we just fine? Let's just suck next year. Let's get Arch. Let's go 2 wins. 2. Both against the Browns. We get we draft Arch. Arch in a Steeler uniform. Sure, somebody's already made it.
Sorry, Pittsburgh. Brandon's already RIP'd y'all season unless you get Aaron Rodgers.
Listen.
He owes you.
Aaron Rodgers does owe me.
He owes Danica Patrick more.
Oh, here you go. This is for you. Doesn't that look sexy? Look at that.
You wish he was 25 years old, though.
Oh, he don't have to be 25. He's got a 30-year career.
That Aaron Rodgers version, you need another receiver on the other end, Brandon. I'm not hating against DJ Metcalf's ability
Donald Driver
to be.
Can he come back?
You need something. What's the goal here, though, Brandon? All right, you got Aaron Rodgers. Okay, your wish is now is fulfilled. Aaron Rodgers is out here. What do you want? You winning 10 games, 11 games, 9 games? Because we're not going over 11. We're not going over 11. It's all right, brother.
I think we do 10. 10 with them, 6 without him. There's a 4-win gap.
Well, if you ain't got him, man, you just want to go full, you know what I'm saying, Philadelphia 76ers. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, how crazy is it that Stephon Diggs went to the Patriots?
It's a different. I don't know. I don't understand, man. Money talks, man. But yeah, I didn't understand that move at all. At all. But yeah, there's some different. I think the draft. Again, they don't have a lot of teams. Got Shadur's kind of falling, not necessarily falling all the way out of the first round, but they kind of got him falling. Cam Ward's kind of impressed folks. He's probably going to be the number 1 quarterback off the list. You know what I'm saying? Off the board. Tennessee would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? They have to get better quarterback. They would be crazy not to pick another talent like him to kind of man it down. I haven't necessarily, like, everybody wants the coach to pick a tight end, pick an offensive player there. Again, you know what I'm saying, deep diving, and they will. Brandon kind of said last week they might look at offensive line at 14 instead of tight end. But like now,
fans off. Worse than what I am. How you meet for 6 hours? And I understand you're doing a free agent visit, but guess what? There ain't nothing left. And his agent's the one telling him, "I'm sorry, I'm still on the Aaron Rodgers thing," because he's controlling me now. He's controlling me now. I'm looking at my phone every time for an update that he's signing with him. Is today the day? Is today the day?
Because Aaron Rodgers is going to want at some point in the season. It's going to be the middle part of December, and he's going to want to bring some shrooms or something in the locker room. No, the Roonies ain't good. They ain't down with shrooms. They got rid of all the shrooms.
Rooney culture is over. I'm sorry. The standard is the standard, and that's just barely above 500.
Boy, you saying some cat wild things, man. Yeah, you saying some things, man, that I know you speaking as a fan and not as a sports podcaster, professionally using, you know what I'm saying? But the Rooney era is not over.
It is. The guy that's in charge now, he's more worried about being a lawyer than he is running a football team.
Hey, man, not to let you lose your mind. What you think about Justin Pippen leaving Michigan in the Sweet? Like, dude, he's like Scottie Pippen's son is playing out of Michigan. They recruited him. You recruited him. Like, could you imagine if it was IU and you left IU?
Gabe Cups?
Gabe Cups, he must have like red and white. Because he
Mbako?
He couldn't wait.
Let me ask you this.
If Mackenzie Mbako ain't going to another blue blood,
Duke?
He's wasting. If he's
that's the reason why Duke didn't want him.
Yes.
They did it.
if he doesn't end up back at Duke or Arizona, then he ain't doing himself no favor. Then he should just play for the draft.
Could be at Clemson.
Stop it. That's terrible.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this, John.
Stop it.
I think it's a travesty. I think it's disgusting. I think it's pathetic.
Who did what?
That they don't. What the hell is the reason? And I understand it for football, but for basketball, what is the reason that we can't have NIL, the portal, all that bullshit? Why can't we have that start on April 15th? Let's get the season over with before we got people, like you said, leaving during the tournament runs, and you're supposed to be focusing on this, and half the players are talking. John, there was over 1,200 players that have entered the portal.
Yeah, this is like 1,700, man. But some of that is disgruntled. Like this season's already been over, and there's some disgruntledness. But like if my team, Michigan, like that's a resume builder. I was on the Michigan. I was a freshman on the Michigan Sweet 16 team that potentially got even further, or maybe again. And I get it, man. So like from a team standpoint, maybe you ain't gonna be here, then F him, get him up out of here. Like that's the coach would rather want to know. But like, man, I would have rather been on for the line. But that kind of speaks to the level of that particular athlete. One, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The entitlement. I hate that word myself, but the entitlement. Like I get my dad is Scottie Pippen. He's got 6 championships. So like your Big Ten, Sweet 16 don't mean nothing to me. Then why are you playing college basketball? That's what I say, man. Because Brandon Reef and Jonthnan Birdsong on Crossroads Sports and everybody else, man, we like college. I love it. Love it. Can't get enough of it. We going to the NIT just because I need to see what could, you know what I'm saying? What
cheered on the mock. Chattanooga.
Yeah, we need to see what like engaged basketball players look like, man. Because like, dude, whoever, like, why are you leaving your school? If you ain't leaving your school to go to better, you know what I'm saying, a better program, like I don't understand. If Scottie Pippen Jr. ends up at a mid-major, then you just a chump, dude. I'll just be honest with you, man. You just a chump that don't really want to play basketball. You're not.
I don't get it. I don't know why they don't extend it out just until April 15th. Let it be open for everybody at that point. At this point, I guess they said F it because we've already screwed it up so much.
Because Brandon, like the where's recruiting anymore? Like kids can go back on their recruiting. They can technically go back on the NIL deal. Hell, Die You Faithful or one of fan and flames of Danny Hurley being a joke so that the Mullins kid can tell UConn, oh, I'm thinking about going back home to Indiana. You know what I'm saying? So, they do need to institute some rules.
I need to get you to sign a paper because I don't know. There might be a show where you enter the transfer portal after a show. I gotta get you to sign.
I'm not. No.
Just nuts.
I'm not in the. I said this. I started the show. I'm not in the portal.
I may have to go at this point and get some NIL.
There you go.
Anything else? Pacers came back. They're down 2 right now.
I told you the Pacers are gonna come back, man.
That's the NBA, man. The NBA is all about runs.
Hey, man. First of all, I don't know. Sometimes I'm thinking, man, this whole look back and forth between LeBron James and Stephen A. was orchestrated. The homie Dekai said it. He said it had a little WWE tinge to it. And now, but like they keep on using. They keep on going back.
Did you hear what he said about Wendy?
No, I didn't hear what about Windhurst. He said this guy's supposed to be my friend. Like, bro, listen, hold on, man. You go to
no. He said he wasn't his friend. He said this guy tagging along like he's part of the group.
Man, I couldn't believe that, dude. Like Windhurst,
fanboying. He's been fanboy since high school.
Windhurst, okay, but ESPN hired him because they told you to hire him, LeBron, because you liked him, LeBron. Man, this dude, you trying to rewrite history already, man. So then,
LeBron.
Oh, absolutely. Man, hey.
What about him and Jordan? What's your thoughts on that Jordan talk?
Hold on, Brandon. But before we end this, man, I respect LeBron James and everything he's done for it. But, like, you know what? He ain't talking about in the last 2 seasons. He ain't talking about winning a championship. He's talked about how I can get my son over, how I can get my legacy on, and how I can continue to become the GOAT. So here's the thing. Though. Like LeBron, I don't remember Michael Jordan. I don't remember Tim Duncan or anybody them talking about GOAT, this, GOAT, that. And again, that's just different media time. But like they was talking about how are we gonna win? How are we gonna win to get to the championship game? And that is what ultimately makes you, a GOAT or in this discussion, man. For real. Not the leverage of power that you can have to get Luka Doncic to trade it over here, or not the leverage of power you can get Bronny to get drafted. Nobody said that Bronny, you know what I'm saying? He can. I didn't say my scouting report said he could play. I just thought y'all put him on a time.
He had 39 last night.
Yeah, he put him 39 on G League team, but like they put him on. Okay, you laugh, but like Cooper Frank probably scored 55 on G League team. You know what I'm saying? So that's the level.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's a different level. But like, no, man, he deserves to be in the NBA. But like the criticism and all that, man, I think some of that has been, you know what I'm saying, WWE pumped up. But like LeBron James is on this, like, I don't want to be compared to. He's like, he said something about the 70s. Like, dude, like, hey man, just because them dudes.
He said he could play in the 70s easy.
No, nobody said that he couldn't.
He said Giannis would be averaging score 200 in the 70s.
Man, like I said, like the 70s got different rules. You're not coming down the lane like that, Giannis or LeBron, without getting checked. And when you get to 20, you're gonna feel it. So like if you think you're gonna score 70 on them in the 70s, man, you mistaken, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But hey, if for whatever basketball area that you're from or whatever sport, like, hey man, can't nobody tell us we better than cold pizza. Crossroads Sports is better than cold pizza. How could we not be? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like somebody say, hey man, how the hell could you say that? But like, man, you supposed to think about whatever area that you're in is the best. So I get it. But LeBron, you better come down a couple pegs, man, because like the next dude, you know what I'm saying, gonna say he's better than you, and like how, you know, how could that be, right?
Yeah. Cool. I just thought it was an interesting interview that McAfee had, and
yeah, it was a scorcher.
He was talking. So our people reached out to him and tried to get him on, but no answer. So we tried.
It's all good, man. Our spring and summer sessions is going to be coming up. We got some great interviews coming up, coming down the pipeline. Brandon, you know, saying already spoiled some of them in the previous episodes, man. I got a couple up my sleeve, man, as well, man. So
we got to get Mr. Gaddis on soon. We got to talk ball.
He already hit me. He actually hit me up, you know what I'm saying, Hall of Famer Matt Gaddis, because he's chomping at the bit, talk a little basketball, college basketball as well. We'll set something up, whether on the weekend show or on the weekday show, man. Like I said, Hall of Famer Matt Gaddis, you know what I'm saying, Purdue alumni. He'll tap in with me. Like I said, he tapped in with me. He's ready to talk about it. So yeah, I just gotta make the, you know, get the connection.
All right, fourth quarter going to start here soon. Pacers down by 7. We'll see if they can come back, get this win against LeBron, Luka, and the Lakers. We'll see you guys. Enjoy March Madness this weekend. Good luck to your brackets. We'll see y'all.